Welcome back, everybody. So this video is going to be a little bit different than most things we post on the channel. We're not going to get anything done. I'm just going to talk. And I'm going to talk about things that we haven't touched on yet. I'm going to talk about how this channel started, why it's kept going, and where it's at today. So stay tuned and I'll walk you through all that. See some raccoon tracks coming through here, so hopefully this can hold my weight too. Phew. This winter's been nuts so far. It's the end of January now. Kind of seems like a historically low snowfall total and crazy temperature swings. It's cold now, but it's been warm. It's gonna get cold again, and then it's gonna get warm again. Not our typical January. So a little bit of background. I'm young enough that YouTube came about when I was in high school. There weren't people making a living off of it that I knew of back then, but then by the time I got to college and wrapping up college, I realized that, yeah, there were people actually making a living just posting videos like this one on the internet. And that seemed crazy to me and was never a goal. It's still not a goal of mine, but I think we're heading in that direction whether we like it or not. So I know that making a living is relative and certainly not why we started this thing, but I can give you the background for us. So we've been making videos regularly for about 10 months now. We started last March, we'd say, posting regularly, and regularly is relative as well. But it all started because my 13-year-old son at the time, he wanted to learn how to make videos. He obviously had access to cameras and could film things and tell stories, but he didn't know how to piece those together. And I've been a user of Adobe Premiere Pro for almost half my life now, so I knew how to do that, and I figured that was a no-brainer way to teach him all the steps in the process and put together one package to tell the story he wanted to tell. That's how those first few videos started anyway. So it was my son and I filming together or near each other, and then we sit back at the computer and put a story together in a nice package. And I got a lot out of that, and he got a lot out of that, and all was well and good. But then I started realizing, just in those first month or so, some real benefits to filming what we're doing here and sharing it with the world and you all. So I'll walk you through those benefits now. So those benefits I talked about were clear pretty soon on. So in the first month or so, I was realizing the act of filming YouTube videos made me get more done. It seems kind of like a contradiction, but the bulk of our videos is me showing you the chores we're doing on this property, and that gave me an excuse every week to think of a chore that would be interesting to watch. I was either figuring out on myself or I had done several times before, and I thought I could give you some feedback, and that's worked out great. So besides getting a lot more done, this is a nice creative outlet for me. I enjoy making videos. These aren't great productions by any means, and I'll talk about later how much time overall I spend in a week or so on YouTube, which is less than you'd think. And yeah, so creative, getting a lot more done, win-win. All right, so when we started learning those benefits early on, so I'm going to talk about revenue pretty shortly here, so stay tuned for that. But when we started to learn those initial benefits, we were getting a lot more done, we were having fun, good creative outlet for me. I started making goals for myself and for the channel. I think I mentioned off the cuff in a video a while back that I was going to aim to publish a video once a week. That was just a good guardrails for me, and I almost got there. You'll see if you divide 10 months by 39, I skipped a week or two here and there, and that's because of family or health or work or vacation or weather, all kinds of reasons why I haven't been 100% on schedule, but that's something we're working through. The bulk of my videos are outdoor related. I'm doing stuff outside during daylight hours, and for me, most of those daylight hours come on the weekends, so if it doesn't work out, weather's bad, it doesn't work out. So that's something I'm still working through, trying to overcome, but we'll get there. So yeah, like I said, I started publishing at the beginning of March, and once you create a YouTube account and start going into the back end, looking at the analytics, Google is a great money-making machine. They figured out how to gamify it. They give you little awards and whatnot just visually, and it makes you want to grow the channel. So I thought if I could hit 1,000 subscribers within a year, I think I did a little research and saw that that was kind of the average growth trajectory for a small YouTube channel. That wasn't trying really hard. This certainly isn't a priority of mine, but it's become part of my life. So my goal was to hit 1,000 subscribers in a year, and lo and behold, in about 8 months, we did it. Just at the beginning of December or the end of November, we crossed over that 1,000 subscriber marks, and for those of you that don't know, that's when you can unlock the full AdSense revenue from Google. So that's where we're at now, and that's what we'll talk about next. Chickens are incredibly resourceful. So when I was down in the woods there, I heard a hawk, and I came back up here, and sure enough, they were in their run. The door's open so they can come and go as they please, but they know what's going on better than I do, and incredible instinct to survive. But anyways, so January will be the first full month, it's the end of January now, that we will have been monetized here on the channel. And to date, about a month and a half, we've made $240 just through Google AdSense. So when I was younger, it blew my mind that people could earn an income from this. This doesn't feel like work to me, talking to the camera, but as I became older and a better understanding of capitalism, if you can provide value to somebody in one form or another, there's a good chance that you can get paid for that value. So I'm still having a lot of fun here. We'll keep going, but let's break down those revenue numbers. So if you've done any reading on YouTube growth, you know that it's not linear. It doesn't go up in a straight line. Using our channel as an example, the first 9-10 months, it's pretty flat. You hardly make much money at all if you're relying on AdSense. But then after that, after you hit that 1,000 subscriber mark, growth can be parabolic if you do the right things at the right time. So for us, during those first days of being monetized, I'd track the revenue and I'd be earning $1 or $2 a day. I was like, maybe this was all worth it after all. That certainly wasn't life-changing, and it's not life-changing where we're at, but depending on where you are at your stage of life, where you are in the world, that could make a real difference in your quality of living. So here we are, day 45 of being monetized now, and we're averaging $5, $6, $7 a day in revenue just from AdSense. So it starts to add up quick, as you can imagine, and we plan on doing the right things at the right time for the next year or so. So I figured now is a good time to update you on where we were, and if things go well, or even if they don't go well, maybe I'll be brave enough to share how year 2 looks for us. Stay tuned. So my understanding with the revenue thing, so that $240 was solely from Google AdSense. It's called AdSense for a reason. You don't get paid by how many videos you post, or how frequently, or how good they are, or how bad they are. None of that matters. All the revenue is based off of is how much time is spent watching the ads that are placed in your videos. So you do have some control over how many and how frequently ads are placed in your videos once you become monetized, but the revenue is solely tied to that. So if you make content that people want to watch, that doesn't necessarily mean it's good. There's a lot of videos that aren't good that get tons of views, and it really only takes 1 or 2 to make your channel explode. So my advice, keep after it. But yeah, terrible video, a bunch of people watch it and spend time watching those ads, even the non-skippable ones or the skippable ones, the revenue tends to go up. So I told you I'd talk about how much time I spend on YouTube, and why I said I believe it's surprisingly low. So when you tell people that you have a YouTube channel, not that I tell many people that, but you'd think, and the people that I do, they know how much else I've got going on in my personal life, and they wonder how I balance it. I think I really spend about 2 to 2.5 hours a week on YouTube, and that's to get that one video. Like I hinted at, I don't do too many big productions. Most of what I'm filming is stuff that I'm doing anyways, and I want to take you guys along. So about 45 minutes is moving cameras around and talking to the camera, and then another 1.5 hours or so of publishing, putting the video together, processing it, and publishing it. So that 2.5 hours doesn't include some of my thinking time. I do the thinking while I'm driving, while I'm eating, while I'm sleeping, while I'm falling asleep. And that's when I tend to spend some time thinking about YouTube, but I'm usually multitasking at that stage. So yeah, 2 hours, 2.5, that adds up to today, revenue wise, I think that is like $15, $20, $25 an hour, depending on how you look at it. That's pretty good, I think. And it's obviously scalable and should go up from here, so we'll see. So I know my advice there to keep after is very much easier said than done. I don't overlook the fact that I have some perceived legs up on a lot of people in the world. Very grateful for everything we have. We're blessed beyond belief. We have a large rural property. On the property we have a bunch of cool, large, expensive tools at our disposal, and none of those were purchased for the channel. That's just my way of life, and something I'm passionate about. So if you're passionate about something, no matter how nuanced it is, there's a lot of people out there. There's a good chance that there's a large group of people that are passionate about the same nuanced thing that you are. And my channel's not super specific. I don't know if that helps or hurts us. To be seen, I guess, but we rural, outdoor, family first kind of living. We've got tractors, sawmills, chickens, outdoorsy stuff, wood, and it's worked out real good for us. I'm not passionate about all that stuff, but it's the stuff that we do to sustain our family here on the property. So if you appreciate me breaking down those numbers for you and showing you what we're doing and why we're doing it, I'd appreciate it if you like this video, maybe giving us a subscribe if you think you'd enjoy more of our content here. I know finance, talking numbers, is still taboo in our culture for one reason or another. I assume it's because most people just haven't figured it out yet, but I hope you all get there someday. We're having a lot of fun, and I know it seems like a mystery is enshrouded around YouTube, small channels. It's obvious that a bunch of creators make a living off of it, but small creators, channels this size, I figured I'd give you some insight on how we started, where we're at now, and where we're going. And just to recap all that, we are at month 10 of publishing videos. We aimed for 1 video a week, hit that most weeks, and we hit 1,000 subscribers in about 9 months. And yeah, that's our journey. That's where we're at now, and I hope to update you guys at the end of next year. So thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. Take care, and we'll see you at the next one.